So what would your final piece of advice be to organizations, whether they're SMBs or larger enterprises, struggling to secure themselves against email threats and these threats to their collaboration platforms?
I think that understanding that the human or the end user is the new endpoint. So everybody talks about endpoint security, and there's a lot of tools out there, and I think that they're all very important, and you should keep them. But the real threat is users communicating, receiving data, and sending data out of the organization on different types of platforms, which is what you need to understand. That this is where the risk relies as well. So yeah, I mean, keep these channels open, allow your users to collaborate. You know, this is the modern world. People work from home, people work with remote organizations, but understand that there's a threat associated with it, and you need to understand what is kind of like the normal behavior of users and what starts to look suspicious, whether it's, you know, incoming messages on emails or Teams or Slack, or even outgoing messages. You know, sometimes you can find a user sending sensitive information that should not be sent to this specific recipient. Sometimes it's, or most often, this can be unintentional. Like, you know, I'm sending something, you know, like a summary of this call, but I have a Caitlin that, you know, my autocomplete is offering me, and I didn't notice that, and they sent something sensitive to a different person. So they need to understand that while the world is open and we keep collaborating and you know, open channels, we need to protect any information coming to the organization, going out of the organization from end users. And the way to do it is not just to look at the content, you know, like if there's a malicious attachment or link, is to look at the intent, the actual meaning of the email. Like social engineering is all about luring users into doing things they're not supposed to do, but just by like writing simple text and you know, spoofing into someone else's account that looks normal, but it's actually not that person that the user thinks they are. So just understand that you need to understand what's the normal behavior, what's the deviation from the norm, and being able to track that and protect against that. And I think that you know, that this is what we're trying to bring to the market. This is the type of solutions we're trying to provide our customers.
So, you know, in your answer, you mentioned that you were seeing these kind of lateral attacks. So you're sort of saying that, you know, it'll be like a Microsoft account being compromised, and then you'll see them doing email scams, team scams, all sorts of, you know, and really using that whole channel.
We see the lateral movement. So once an account has been compromised, bad actors will try to extract information in different ways, not just over email, because a lot of the DLP solutions will probably flag it. You know, they see that sensitive information is going to the wrong person, so they will try to do that over different means. Could be Teams, could be downloading of this information to their endpoints, could be laptops, mobile, and then sending that from those devices. And so you need to, if all of a sudden you see a user that was not usually doing mass downloads, downloading a lot of materials to their personal computers, could be laptops or desktops, it may be legitimate. I don't know, they may be on a business travel and they want to work offline, but it may indicate on something suspicious that you may need to at least be aware of and acknowledge with the user that there was no bad intent behind it. But it's also a lot of supply chain attacks that we see today. You know, people trying to get into the way you know, software is being built. You know, getting into your you know, using Teams, and you know, we already seen an organization in which somebody you know, hijacked an account and using Teams, you know, collaborated with one of the other developers, asking them, you know, what is your credentials to GitHub? I can't log into mine and I have to commit my code. And the guy was open, you know, sure, my friend, I want to help you. And you know, that's kind of like their lateral movement in the supply chain attacks you would see. And I don't know what that guy did with the code. I mean, maybe he just stole the source code, or maybe he changed it. And the next version of the software went to that company's customers or partners, which is, again, it's becoming more and more sophisticated with time. So you have to understand that you have to protect these environments as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And are you seeing these types of, well, social engineering attacks, I suppose, are they more successful on teams?
I think yes, because the awareness is it's new. Everybody believes that it's internal only. It's protected by Microsoft, but a collaboration platform is a collaboration platform. It's intended to send and receive data, and people send the presentation at the end of the meeting on Teams, and if you need some more information, they will send you links that may be malicious, and you never know. I mean, you have to understand that the proliferation of usage in these platforms will also bring in the bad actors, and you have to be there. You have to be protected on these platforms and understand what the risks are. Now, exactly, you can be using tools like IRONSCALES to protect yourself.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there is definitely something to be said for the psychological. Email, you're almost conditioned to ignore that. But if Caitlin sends me a message, I forgot my password, I'll send it across. Yeah. That was all my questions, David. Thank you very much. Yeah, really interesting.